The morning sun rose over New York City just like any other day. James Walker stood at his apartment window, sipping his morning coffee, watching the busy streets below. At 62, the retired military commander still maintained his daily routine with military precision. Little did he know, this ordinary morning would mark humanity's darkest hour. The first sign something was wrong came when his phone lost signal. Then the internet went down. Walker's military instincts kicked in immediately. He grabbed his binoculars and scanned the sky. That's when he saw them. Massive dark shapes breaking through the clouds, each bigger than an aircraft carrier. "No," he whispered, his coffee cup slipping from his fingers and shattering on the floor. "They're here." For years, Earth's governments had hidden the truth. We weren't alone in the universe. Walker had been part of the secret committee that monitored alien communications. They had detected signals, observed distant ships, but had chosen to stay quiet, developing defenses in secret. But they hadn't moved fast enough. The alien ships positioned themselves above major cities worldwide. Walker's phone suddenly came back to life, broadcasting an emergency alert. "This is not a drill. Seek immediate shelter. Unknown vessels have entered Earth's atmosphere." But it was too late for warnings. The first blast hit Times Square. A beam of intense blue light carved through buildings like they were made of paper. The sound came seconds later, a deafening roar that shattered every window for miles. Walker ducked as his own windows exploded inward, covering his head as glass rained down. When he looked up again, half of Manhattan was in flames. Similar scenes played out across the globe. London, Tokyo, Moscow, Beijing. Every major city faced the same devastating attack. The aliens, later known to be the Galactic Council, had decided Earth's rapid technological advancement posed a threat. Their solution: put the primitive species back in its place. Walker ran to his gun safe, pulling out his old service pistol. It felt foolish. What good would bullets do against ships that could vaporize skyscrapers? But old habits died hard. He had to do something. The streets below had descended into chaos. People ran in every direction, some trying to help the injured, others just trying to escape. Emergency services were overwhelmed within minutes. Fire trucks and ambulances couldn't get through the debris-filled streets. Walker's military training took over. He began organizing survivors, directing them toward the subway stations. Underground would be safer than the surface, as he helped a young mother carrying 2 children. His old friend from the Pentagon, General Thompson, finally got through on his phone. "Walker, you seeing this?" Thompson's voice crackled through static. "Seeing it? I'm living it. What's our response?" "Nothing's working. Our missiles can't penetrate their shields. Air Force is grounded. They're swatting our jets like flies. But we've got a plan. Head to the old bunker. Code Black is in effect." Walker knew what that meant. For years, they had prepared underground facilities, hidden from alien surveillance, places where humanity could regroup, rebuild, and plan their resistance. "I'll bring as many as I can," Walker replied, looking at the growing group of survivors around him. The attack continued for hours. By sunset, every major city on Earth lay in ruins. The aliens had specifically targeted military installations, government buildings, and technology centers. They thought they were crippling humanity's ability to fight back. But they had made 3 critical mistakes. First, they underestimated human survival instinct. Second, they didn't realize how many secret facilities Earth had built. And third, most importantly, they hadn't killed enough humans to prevent what was coming. As darkness fell over the ruins of New York, Walker led a group of 200 survivors through old maintenance tunnels toward the bunker. His mind was already racing with plans, strategies, ways to fight back. The aliens thought they had just put humanity in its place. Instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant. Looking at the determined faces around him, Walker smiled grimly. The aliens wanted to teach humanity a lesson. Well, they were about to learn one themselves. Never corner a species that had survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and their own destructive nature. Humanity wasn't just going to survive. They were going to make the Galactic Council regret ever finding Earth. The bunker wasn't just any shelter. As Walker led the survivors through its thick steel doors, even he was surprised by what he found. The facility stretched for miles underground, with multiple levels filled with laboratories, living quarters, and most importantly, weapons development areas. Mary Roberts wiped sweat from her forehead as she studied the alien technology in front of her. At 34, she was one of Earth's best engineers, chosen specifically for the secret underground program. Now, 3 weeks after the attack, she hadn't slept properly in days, but she was close to a breakthrough. "Commander Walker," she called out as he passed by her lab. "You need to see this." Walker stepped into the brightly lit room. On the table lay pieces of a crashed alien fighter they'd managed to recover. Roberts pointed to something that looked like a computer chip. "They're shields," she said, eyes bright with excitement. "They're not perfect. They have a flaw." Around them, the bunker hummed with activity. Over 10,000 survivors now lived in this facility alone, and similar bunkers existed worldwide. The aliens thought they had destroyed humanity's ability to fight back. They had no idea that Earth had prepared for this possibility for years. "Show me," Walker said, leaning over the alien technology. Roberts picked up a tablet and played a video. "Watch their shield patterns when our weapons hit them. There's a tiny delay, just milliseconds, when they switch from blocking energy weapons to blocking physical objects." Walker's eyes widened. After years of military service, he knew what this meant. "We could exploit that gap." "Better," Roberts smiled. "We can force them to switch rapidly between shield types. And during those microseconds, we can hit them with everything we've got." Walker finished. The discovery spread hope through the bunker. In the 3 weeks since the attack, survivors had been pouring in through secret entrances. Engineers worked around the clock, studying alien technology from crashed ships. Soldiers trained with new weapons. And most importantly, humanity's greatest minds worked together to find a way to fight back. In the command center, Walker met with other military leaders through secure underground channels. The aliens still orbited Earth, believing they had won. They didn't realize that beneath the rubble of every major city, humanity was preparing for war. The Chinese bunker reports success with reverse engineering alien power systems, General Thompson announced over the secure line. The Russians have cracked their communication codes, and Robert's shield discovery might be the key we needed. Walker studied the global map on the main screen. Red dots showed alien positions. Blue dots marked human bunker locations. There were more of them than even he had known about. "How long until we can launch a counterattack?" someone asked. "We need more time," Roberts said, entering the command center with new data. "But I found something else. They're computer systems. They're advanced, but they're vulnerable to something we perfected years ago." "What's that?" Walker asked. "Computer viruses," Roberts grinned. "They've never had to deal with cyber warfare like we have. Their systems have no defense against our most basic hacking attempts." This news changed everything. Within days, teams of programmers joined Roberts in developing the most powerful computer virus ever created. They called it Humanity's Reply. Meanwhile, Walker organized the survivors into combat units. Everyone had a job. Former office workers learned to operate machinery. Teachers became communication experts. Children helped tend to hydroponic gardens that fed the bunker's population. 1 month after the attack, Walker stood in front of a gathered crowd in the bunker's main hall. The room fell silent as he spoke. "They thought they knew what humanity was capable of," he said, his voice echoing off the steel walls. "They saw our cities, our satellites, our military. But they didn't see what makes us truly dangerous: our ability to adapt, to survive, to fight back against impossible odds." He gestured to the people around him. "Look at us now. Living underground, yes. Hurt, yes. But not defeated. never defeated. And while they sit up there, thinking they've won, we're preparing a surprise for them." The crowd cheered. In labs across the facility, the first human-modified alien weapons were being tested. Robert's virus was ready for deployment. And in secret hangars, ships combining human ingenuity with alien technology were under construction. The aliens had started this war with a surprise attack. Humanity was about to return the favor. 2 months into humanity's underground existence, Mary Roberts made a discovery that changed everything. She sat in her lab, surrounded by alien computers and human technology, when she noticed something strange in her test results. "Commander Walker," she shouted, running through the bunker's corridors. "Commander, look at these readings." Walker was in the command center, planning with other leaders when Roberts burst in. Her usual calm demeanor was replaced with barely contained excitement. "The aliens," she said, catching her breath. "We've been studying their brain patterns from the captured pilot. Their neural processing speed, it's slower than ours, much slower." Walker leaned forward, interested but confused. "What does that mean exactly?" Roberts spread her data on the command table. "Their brains process information at about half the speed of human brains. In combat, that's a massive advantage for us. We literally think and react twice as fast as they do." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. One of the generals spoke up. "Is that why their ships seem so clumsy in close combat?" "Exactly," Roberts replied. "Their technology is advanced, but their reaction time isn't. And there's more. Our quantum computers, they're more advanced than anything they have." This revelation sparked a flurry of activity throughout the underground network of bunkers. Humanity had spent decades developing quantum computing, thinking they were behind the rest of the galaxy. In reality, they had surpassed their attackers without knowing it. Walker immediately saw the potential. "If we combine our faster processing speed with our quantum computers, we can hack their systems faster than they can respond." Roberts finished. "Their shields, weapons, everything." In the testing area, they put their theory to work. The captured alien ship's computer systems crumbled against human cyber attacks. What took the aliens minutes to counter, human systems could adapt to in seconds. But the real breakthrough came when Roberts discovered how to use this advantage in combat. She developed a system that could predict and counter alien shield frequencies before they even activated. "Watch this," she said, demonstrating to Walker and the other leaders. On the testing range, a modified human fighter approached a salvaged alien shield generator. The human pilot's neural signals, combined with the quantum computing system, allowed the weapons to slip through the alien shields as if they weren't even there. "Their shields are good," Roberts explained, "but they're predictable. Our brains can process the patterns and adapt faster than their systems can change them." Walker watched the demonstration with growing hope. "How soon can we implement this across all our weapons?" "We already have teams working around the clock. Give us 2 more weeks." Throughout the bunker network, humanity's hidden advantages grew. Pilots trained in simulators that took advantage of their faster reaction times. Engineers built hybrid weapons combining alien technology with human innovations. And everywhere, the quantum computers worked tirelessly, cracking alien codes and developing new strategies. One evening, Walker found Roberts still working in her lab, surrounded by holographic displays showing alien ship schematics. "You should rest," he said. She shook her head. "I had another idea. Their communication networks, they're vulnerable. If we can plant our virus deep enough in their systems, we could blind their entire fleet," Walker finished, understanding immediately. "Better than that," Roberts smiled. "We could take control of their weapons, turn their own ships against them." The plan was audacious, but it could work. Humanity's faster neural processing and superior quantum computers meant they could infiltrate and control alien systems before the enemy could even detect the intrusion. Walker called an emergency meeting of all bunker leaders worldwide. Through secure quantum channels, they shared Roberts' discoveries and began coordinating their response. The aliens think they're dealing with a primitive species, Walker told the assembled leaders. They don't realize that in some ways we've already surpassed them. Their arrogance will be their downfall. As the meeting ended, alerts came in from observation posts around the world. The alien ships were repositioning, preparing for what they thought would be a final sweep to eliminate any remaining human resistance. Walker looked at Roberts, who nodded confidently. Their preparations were almost complete. The aliens were about to learn that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their weapons or technology. It was their ability to adapt, innovate, and think faster than any species they'd ever encountered. The time for hiding was almost over. Soon, it would be humanity's turn to strike. The first attack came at midnight. 3 human ships, built from a combination of Earth and alien technology, rose silently from a hidden base in the Rocky Mountains. They looked strange, smaller than alien ships, but sleeker, deadlier. Walker stood in the underground command center, watching through secure feeds as the ships climbed into the night sky. Roberts sat at her control station, monitoring the quantum computer systems she had designed. "Strike Team Alpha, are you ready?" Walker asked through the secure channel. "Ready, Commander," came the response. All systems showing green. Virus package loaded. The alien ships never saw them coming. Humanity's first counterattack targeted a small alien outpost orbiting above what used to be Denver. The 3 human ships approached from different directions, using the stealth technology they had developed. "Their shields are still down," Roberts reported, her eyes fixed on the screens. "They don't even know we're here." The lead pilot's voice crackled over the radio. "In position. Beginning Phase 1. Roberts pressed a series of commands into her console. The virus they had developed began its work, silently spreading through the alien outposts' systems. Within seconds, their communications were cut off from the main fleet. "Now," Walker ordered. The human ships struck simultaneously. Their weapons, designed to exploit the flaw in alien shield technology, tore through the outpost's defenses like they weren't even there. The aliens tried to respond, but their slower reaction times meant they were always 2 steps behind. "First target neutralized," the lead pilot reported, moving to secondary targets. The alien response ships arrived 7 minutes later, far too late. By then, Strike Team Alpha had already destroyed 3 more small outposts and vanished back into the atmosphere, using Earth's clouds as cover. In the Galactic Council's main ship, orbiting high above Earth, alarms blared. The alien commander, who had been certain of their victory, couldn't believe the reports coming in. Walker knew this because they could now intercept and decode alien communications. He listened with satisfaction as the alien commander tried to explain to the Council how they had lost 4 outposts to a supposedly defeated enemy. "Their council is calling it a lucky accident," Roberts said, translating the alien transmissions. "They still don't understand what they're dealing with." This was exactly what Walker had hoped for. Let them think it was luck. Let them underestimate humanity one more time. Over the next week, similar attacks happened worldwide. Small teams of human ships would appear from nowhere, strike with devastating precision, and disappear before the aliens could mount an effective response. Each attack targeted crucial alien infrastructure: communication relays, shield generators, weapon platforms. The aliens began to panic. They moved their ships into defensive formations, but this only made them easier targets. They couldn't understand how their advanced shields were failing, how their communications kept getting hacked, how the humans always seemed to know exactly where to strike. In the bunker, Walker gathered his team for a status update. "How are we doing?" Roberts pulled up a holographic map showing their progress. "Better than expected. The virus has spread through 60% of their network. They still haven't detected it. And look at this." She highlighted several areas where alien ships had clustered together. "They're scared. They're grouping up for protection, but that's just making our job easier. Their ships are so close together that one successful virus infection spreads to all of them." A young technician spoke up. "Sir, We're intercepting transmissions from other alien species watching this. They can't believe what they're seeing. Some are calling it the greatest military upset in galactic history. Walker allowed himself a small smile. Humanity wasn't just fighting back. They were changing how the entire galaxy saw them. The aliens had expected to find a primitive species easy to conquer. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy that could think faster, adapt quicker, and fight smarter than they could. Prepare the next phase, Walker ordered. It's time to show them what we can really do. As if to emphasize his words, another report came in. 3 more alien outposts had just fallen to human attacks. The Galactic Council was about to learn a harsh lesson. Never underestimate humanity's ability to fight back. And this was just the beginning. 3 months after the first successful counterattacks, Walker stood in front of a massive underground hangar. Below him, stretching for miles, sat hundreds of newly built warships. Each one combined the best of human and alien technology. But the aliens didn't know they existed. Not yet. Phase 2 is ready, Roberts said, joining him at the observation window. The surface transmitters are all in place. Walker nodded. What they were about to attempt was perhaps the boldest military deception in human history. On the surface, they had carefully placed transmitters that would broadcast false signals to the alien fleet, signals that showed a broken, desperate human resistance. Begin the broadcast, Walker ordered. Across the globe, the transmitters activated. They showed small groups of humans trying to survive in the ruins, using primitive weapons and failing technology. The aliens watched these false signals with satisfaction, believing their victory was complete. In the command center, Roberts monitored the alien communications. They're falling for it. The Council just ordered their ships to reduce orbital coverage by 40%. They think we're finished. But beneath the surface, in similar hangars around the world, humanity's real power grew. While the aliens watched fake signals of humans struggling with basic survival, underground factories worked at full speed, producing advanced weapons and ships. Show me the fleet numbers, Walker requested. Roberts brought up a secure holographic display. We have 1,200 ships ready worldwide, all equipped with our quantum computers and shield-penetrating weapons. The virus has spread to nearly 80% of their network, and they still haven't detected it. The deception went deeper than just false signals. Every time the aliens intercepted a human transmission, it was carefully crafted to appear desperate and primitive. When they detected human movement, it was actually automated drones designed to look like refugees. Sir, a young officer called out. The Council just issued new orders to their fleet. They're reducing their defensive positions even further. They're calling it a cleanup operation now. Walker smiled grimly. The aliens' arrogance was working against them. They were so certain of their superiority that they couldn't imagine humans having the capability to strike back effectively. In her lab, Roberts put the finishing touches on their ultimate weapon. It looked simple, a small missile about the size of a human arm, but inside it carried the most advanced technology humanity had ever created. The shield breaker is ready, she announced to Walker. We've manufactured enough for every ship in the fleet. Once launched, these missiles will force their shields to cycle so rapidly that they'll completely fail. Walker picked up one of the missiles, studying it. And they have no defense against this. None, Roberts confirmed. Their shield technology can't adapt fast enough to stop it. By the time they realize what's happening, it'll be too late. Throughout the underground bunker network, final preparations were made. Pilots ran combat simulations using their faster reaction times to outmaneuver alien ships. Engineers made last-minute adjustments to the hybrid vessels, and the quantum computers continued to spread the virus deeper into alien systems. One evening, as Walker reviewed the final plans, Roberts brought him some unexpected news. The alien crews are getting sloppy, she said. They've started shutting down secondary systems to save power. They don't think they need to maintain full battle readiness anymore. This was exactly what they had hoped for. The aliens had become complacent, Convinced that humanity was no longer a threat, Walker called a final meeting of all resistance leaders through the secure quantum network. Representatives from every major bunker attended virtually, their holograms filling the command center. "The deception is complete," Walker announced. "They believe we're beaten, struggling just to survive. Their defenses are down, their crews are relaxed, and their leaders are congratulating themselves on their easy victory." He paused, looking at each holographic face. "Tomorrow, we show them how wrong they are. Tomorrow, we reveal our true strength. And tomorrow, we take back our planet." As the meeting ended, Roberts approached Walker with a final report. "All ships are in position in their hidden launch bays. The shield breakers are loaded. The virus is ready. We can begin whenever you give the order." Walker looked at the strategic display one last time. The aliens had no idea what was coming. Their greatest mistake wasn't attacking Earth. It was believing they had won. The time for deception was almost over. The time for victory was about to begin. "All ships, launch on my mark," Walker commanded, standing in the main control room. Around the world, 1,200 human vessels waited in hidden underground hangars. The aliens orbiting Earth had no idea what was about to hit them. Roberts sat at her control station, fingers hovering over the quantum computer interface. "Virus is ready for full activation. All shield breaker missiles are armed." Walker took a deep breath. This was the moment humanity had been waiting for. Launch. Across the planet, the ground split open as hidden launch bays revealed themselves. Human ships rose into the night sky like a swarm of angry hornets. The aliens' first warning came too late. Their sensors were already compromised by the virus. "First wave, engage targets," Walker ordered. The shield breaker missiles launched first. Each one targeted a different alien vessel. The aliens, caught completely off guard, tried to raise their shields. But the missiles, designed by Roberts, did exactly what they were meant to do. They forced the alien shields to cycle so rapidly that they overloaded and failed. "Shields down on 80% of enemy vessels," Roberts reported, her voice tight with excitement. "They're completely exposed." On the main screen, Walker watched as the human fleet engaged the alien ships. The results were devastating. Humanity's faster reaction times and superior quantum computers meant they could outmaneuver and outfight the larger alien vessels at close range. An alien transmission crackled through their speakers. "This is impossible. How are they doing this? Their technology was primitive just months ago." Walker allowed himself a small smile. "Activate the virus. Full power." Roberts pressed a sequence of commands. Throughout the alien fleet, ships suddenly lost control. Weapons systems shut down. Navigation systems failed. Communication networks went dark. The virus they had secretly planted through their earlier attacks now showed its true power. "Sir," a young officer called out, "the Council's main ship is attempting to escape the system." "Not today," Walker said firmly. "All ships in Sector 7, pursue and engage. Don't let them leave." The space above Earth had become a graveyard of alien vessels. Some drifted powerless, their systems completely shut down by the virus. Others had been destroyed by the human fleet's coordinated attacks. The few that still fought were outnumbered and outmaneuvered. In her station, Roberts monitored the battle through multiple screens. "Commander, look at this," she said, pointing to one display. "Their entire command structure is falling apart. They can't coordinate their defenses. Each ship is fighting alone." This was exactly what they had planned for. The aliens, used to fighting as a coordinated fleet, couldn't adapt to individual combat. Human ships, smaller and more agile, picked them apart one by one. "Message from Strike Team Delta," an officer announced. "They've disabled the Council's main ship. It's dead in space." Walker nodded. "Send in boarding teams. I want that ship captured intact." The battle continued for several hours, but the outcome was never in doubt. The aliens, caught completely by surprise and unable to use their advanced technology effectively, couldn't mount a meaningful defense. Their remaining ships either surrendered or were destroyed. As the fighting wound down, Roberts brought up a final status report. Enemy fleet is 90% destroyed or captured. The rest are surrendering. No vessels escaped the system. The Council's main ship is secured. Walker looked at the tactical display showing Earth orbit, where once alien ships had dominated the space around their planet. Now human vessels patrolled victoriously. The remains of the alien fleet drifted lifelessly, a testament to humanity's unexpected power. "Send word to all Earth forces," Walker ordered. "The space around our planet is secure. Begin recovery operations." A cheer went up through the command center. After months of preparation, weeks of deception, and hours of intense combat, humanity had won. They hadn't just defeated the aliens, they had completely outmaneuvered and outfought them. But Walker knew this wasn't the end. "Roberts," he called, "get me a secure channel to the captured Council ship. It's time to deliver our terms." The Galactic Council was about to learn that they had made the biggest mistake in their history. They hadn't just attacked a primitive species, they had awakened humanity's full potential. And now, the galaxy would never be the same. 1 week after humanity's stunning victory, Walker stood in the captured Council ship's main chamber. The room was massive, with tall windows showing Earth below. Around him sat the defeated Council members, representatives of the most powerful alien species in the galaxy. They didn't look so powerful now. "The terms are simple," Walker said, his voice echoing in the chamber. "Earth will join the Galactic Council, but as an equal member, not as a subject race." Roberts stood beside him, operating a holographic display that showed the extent of Earth's victory. Out of the alien invasion fleet, over 900 ships had been destroyed or captured. The rest had surrendered. Not a single vessel had escaped to warn the rest of the galaxy. The head council member, a tall being with blue-tinted skin, spoke up. "How did you do this? Your species was barely capable of spaceflight when we arrived." Roberts stepped forward. "We were never as primitive as you thought. While you relied on your advanced technology, we focused on improving ourselves. Our faster neural processing, our quantum computers, our ability to adapt. These were advantages you never saw coming." As if to prove her point, she brought up another display showing how human ships had outmaneuvered the alien vessels. The council members watched in silence as their supposedly superior fleet was systematically taken apart by human tactics and technology. "We've received transmissions from other worlds," Walker continued. "Word of our victory is spreading. Several species under council control have already requested Earth's protection and support." This news caused a stir among the council members. Their defeat wasn't just military, it was about to become political as well. "Your choices are simple," Walker explained. "Accept our terms for equal membership, or we will help free every species you've subjugated. And trust me, we've already received plenty of requests." The council didn't take long to decide. Within hours, Earth was officially recognized as a full member of the Galactic Council, with all the rights and privileges that came with it. But humanity's influence was just beginning to spread. In the following weeks, delegations from dozens of alien worlds arrived at Earth. They all wanted to learn from the species that had defeated the undefeatable Council fleet. Roberts found herself teaching alien engineers about human quantum computing. "Your technology isn't the problem," she explained to one group. "It's how you think about using it. Humans look for weaknesses, for new ways to solve old problems." Walker, meanwhile, focused on establishing Earth's new role in galactic politics. The bunker network that had saved humanity was transformed into a series of technological research centers. Human innovations were shared with friendly alien species, while Earth's defensive capabilities were strengthened even further. 1 month after the victory, Walker and Roberts stood at the same window where the story had begun. New York City was being rebuilt below, but this time with advanced technology from across the galaxy. The skyline was already starting to look better than before. "Did you ever think we'd end up here?" Roberts asked, watching ships from a dozen alien worlds peacefully dock at the new spaceport. Walker shook his head. "They thought they were punishing an upstart species. Instead, they gave us exactly what we needed: the motivation to show our true potential." In orbit above Earth, human ships patrolled alongside friendly alien vessels. The captured Council ships had been studied, improved upon, and incorporated into Earth's growing fleet. Humanity wasn't just surviving, they were thriving. The latest reports show 17 more worlds requesting alliance with Earth, Roberts said, checking her datapad. "They're calling us the defenders of the oppressed." Walker smiled. The aliens had wanted to teach humanity its place in the galaxy. They had succeeded, but not in the way they intended. Earth's place wasn't at the bottom of the galactic hierarchy. It was at the forefront of a new era. As the sun set over the rebuilt city, hundreds of ships from across the galaxy flew peacefully through Earth's skies. The planet that had once been targeted for subjugation had become a symbol of hope for countless species. The Galactic Council had tried to break humanity's spirit. Instead, they had helped forge it into something stronger than anyone could have imagined. Earth wasn't just part of the galactic community now. They were leading it into a better future.